All right, guys, I'm Patrick Keller. I am one of the coaches with Hatch Coaching. I'm very, very pumped to teach you guys how today to be top of mind without losing your mind in our business right now, in our business all the time. It can be really stressful to make sure that we're doing everything that we possibly can to stay top of mind with those that we have met and those that we have not met. And I'm going to give you the exact formula today. One of the things that I love about coaching people is I'm in the trenches with all of my coaching clients and the people that I help. We do the things I'm getting ready to teach you today every single day on my team. I do it every single day as a part of my routine. And guys, it's paying off and it's working. So far here in 2023, we're having the best year that we've ever had as a team. Every year we continue to eclipse our goals. Although the market is a certain way, we just keep pushing on and pushing on. And we stay consistent, and that's why we're getting results. So far, two showing partners, and a team agent, we've done 79 deals so far this year, and we're going to attribute all of this to just all of the things I'm getting ready to tell you on how to stay top of mind and be consistent with your people. I want to encourage you to ask questions during this webinar. I'm going to go ahead and get it started because I believe I have a lot of content that I want to share, a lot of valuable stuff that I want you guys to take home with you and put into place in your business today. Love having you here. All right, so like I told you, so far this year, we're at 79 deals. Me, a couple showing partners, and a team agent this year, a team agent who's actually off right now to, unfortunately, a family tragedy. So we have been working hard. And last year, we did over 150 transactions as that small, little mighty team. Guys, 65% of our business came from past clients and sphere of influence. The remainder of that business came from nurturing leads, working leads. And again, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to do here today to create a life of freedom, to create a life of selling a lot of homes and keeping your mind right and not losing it. It's very important to stay top of mind with two segments of people, okay? It's the people that you have helped before or the people that you know. So, right, we call this in our industry, we called it our Mets. It's important to stay top of mind with them all the time. And it's also important to stay top of mind with people that you have not helped or that you do not know. And how you juggle those two every single day and day in and day out sounds stressful. It can be stressful, but guys, I believe it can be systemized, and I believe that you can come up with a plan to make it happen. I'm going to give you the formula right now. I'm going to tell you to be prepared to do the work. Okay, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be consistent. You're going to have to do some hard things in this business in order to get results. But I promise you, now and forever in the real estate industry, if you take a little bit more effort, if you take what you think you should be doing one step further than what you should be doing, every day, you're doing more than 90% of the agents that are out there in our market now and in our market in the future. It doesn't matter. Take consistent action and extra effort, and you guys will get the results that you've heard us have and that you've heard other agents have that are really top agents in the marketplace. Okay. The first thing I'm going to tell you guys in order to stay top of mind with your people is that you need to protect your time. Here's what I mean by that. You need to be consistent in your time. I think one of the biggest mistakes we make as agents is that we don't know what we're going to do every day when we wake up. Because I couldn't tell you how many times I've talked to an agent who doesn't have a plan, who doesn't know how they're going to tackle each day. Also, I couldn't tell you how many times I've talked to a top producing agent who literally just lets the day come to them every day. I mean, raise your hand if you feel like you are that, right? Like every day I wake up and my job is to put out a fire. No, every day as an agent, your job is to serve people, and it's to go get more people to serve. That's your job as an agent. It's not just to put out fires all day and to take what's coming to you. It's to go out and find more fires to put out. Okay, picture yourself as like a hungry firefighter who loves his job, loves her job, and wants to go out and put out every single fire they can to help more people and serve more people. So protect your time. And what I mean by that is to make time for hunting. So here's what we do. In order to stay top of mind with our clients, we protect our time, and that every single morning in our team from 8:45 to 9:30, we huddle up and come up with a plan of how we're going to be top of mind with our agents. Okay, we come up with a plan. We identify who we're going to reach out to that morning. We identify what we're going to do that morning, whether that's calling them, texting them, sending them an email campaign, whatever it is, sending them thank you cards, whatever it is. The ideas are endless, right? But we identify the thing that we're going to do and who we're going to do it with. We identify how many we're going to do. And we do it every single day. We identify these things. And then from 9:30 to 11, every single day, Monday through Friday, we do those things. We do what we've identified. Now, I'm going to lay out the 4 things that you need to be doing, but you can't do one of those things every single day. You guys are going to see very quickly when I lay out this roadmap that each day is going to look a little bit different, but you take small and consistent action. So you wake up in the morning with a plan. You've protected your time now. You said, I'm going to do these things every single day. So guys, my first suggestion to you, write this down, starting tomorrow. From 8:30 to 9:30, you are planning the who, what, and how many you are going to tackle in that day. And then from 9:30 to 11, you do that activity and you get it done. Now, you guys are already hearing it. You're like, oh, well, that's just prospecting blocking. I want you guys to change your mindset. I don't want you to call that prospecting time. I want you to call that top of mind time. That's what we all want, right? We want our people to call us when they're ready. We want our leads to say, hey, you've been following up with me. I'm ready to buy a house now. I'm ready to sell a house now. We want our past clients and our sphere of influence to call us and say, hey, we're ready. Hey, we want people on our social media to send us a message and say, hey, I've been watching you. I'm ready to transact in the real estate market now. We want all of these organizations that we reach out to and try to ask for business from to say, hey, yeah, we're ready to send you some business. We want that to happen, right? Well, in order for that to happen, we have to take action. And let's stop calling it prospecting time. Let's call it top of mind time. I'm going to earn my share of being top of mind with somebody. From 9:30 to 11 every single day. Guys, after 11 o'clock, go do whatever the heck that you want to do. Seriously, I believe that if you spend 90 minutes Monday through Friday, it is way more impactful than doing a 4.5-hour call session on a Friday because you need to catch up. There's so many reasons why, okay? In 90 minutes, you're fresher. In 90 minutes, you're more excited. In 90-minute chunks, you know what you need to accomplish and you get it done. You also accomplish something every single day versus just accomplishing it one day. There's a positive compounding effect to that, okay? Also, by practicing every single day, and having top of mind time every single day, you get better every day versus having one giant practice session that stresses you out. And then you probably push that practice session off, that top of mind session, the prospecting time, whatever you need to call it. Okay. You'll push it off for another week or two because that 4 hours was hard. Because I've never done anything for longer than 4 hours, I think, except sleep. Right? I don't think anybody can prospect or have top of mind time in 4 hours. So small, consistent actions pay off. I'm going to tell you guys who to laser focus on in that time. Start calling it prospecting time right now. Start it tomorrow. All right. So I told you the importance of staying top of mind with 2 groups of people. It's the people that we haven't met. It's people that we haven't worked with yet. Those can be the same, right? Or people that we have helped or that we know. I told you guys that 65% of over our 160 some deals last year were from past clients and sphere of influence. I'm going to give you the exact formula right now. Here's what I'm going to tell you that I think that you need to do. If I told you 5 days a week, you're taking 90 minutes to love, to be top of mind, to spend top of mind time, I believe that 1 to 2 of those days, but more likely 2 of those days, 2 of those 90-minute sprints need to be on your past clients in your sphere of influence. Okay? If you don't have past clients, you don't have a lot of past clients, you still have a very strong sphere. I'm going to tell you really quick and show you how we do that. I'll share my screen now. This is our touch campaign with our past clients, sphere of influence. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this because it makes us not only a lot of money, but it helps us serve a lot more people. This is not rocket science, but it's just a great, solid touch campaign. Okay. Here's what we do for all of our past clients. You'll see Q1 here. You'll see Q2 here. You'll see Q3 here, and you'll see Q4 here. What do you see that it says? It says we give them a call. We reach out to them. Okay. Here's a look at our past client sphere of influence follow-up sheet. Guys, we literally just have a spreadsheet of all of our past clients. And in Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4, we identify the action that we took with them. We identified the touch point that we made. Okay. In these phone calls that you make to people in your past clients and sphere of influence, it is also not rocket science. I'm telling you that you need to call each one of your past clients and sphere of influence each quarter. And my recommendation to you in doing this is to call them and say, hey, John, how's life treating you? I know I'm calling you completely out of the blue. And I know you're probably at work, man, but you were on my mind. And I just wanted to see what was going on in your guys' life right now. And you pause and you wait. And they tell you. They tell you what's going on in their life. And it's important that you take notes on that because you're going to call them again the next quarter and you're going to speak to that. And you're going to get to know them. Here's the beautiful thing about what happens in these conversations is that I didn't just give you a complex script where you're asking them if they're interested in what their home value is today, or if they know of 2 or 3 family members that may be interested in the real estate market the next year. We're not going in asking for things from them. We're going to just figure out what their life is like. Here's the awesome thing that happens in these conversations. People say, hey, how's the real estate market? Are you guys selling a lot of houses? What's interest rates like right now? You know what? We were actually thinking about moving. Or you know what? My cousin's actually thinking about moving. Guys, I can tell you beyond any doubt here that every time I call my past clients, when I take my past client call sessions and I do them, I always get a positive result at the end. They give me an updated timeline on where they are personally. They give me a lead on somebody who's looking to do something. Or what's even cooler is that they also give me an opportunity to help them generally, right? So, hey, we're good. Work is good. Life is great. We just had another kiddo and we want to renovate their bedroom. Hey, by the way, you're in this all the time, Patrick. Do you know a painter or a flooring person? And then we get another opportunity to give them something of value to help them. So one key element, guys, in staying top of mind without losing your mind is reach out to your clients every quarter. A quarterly personal touch, a phone call touch with a personalized voicemail if they don't answer. Hey, John, man, I was thinking about you. I know I'm calling you out of the blue, but I'm just curious how life is going for you. Give me a call back. I want to hear. Your past clients call you back. Pretty neat. A one-time touch every quarter to your past clients will bring loads and loads of additional business to your plate. And it also is something that is achievable. You can do it in quarter chunks. Okay. Break it down 1 to 2 times a week. Like I just described, pick 20 to 30 clients in that first day and 15 to 20 in that second day. And next thing you know, you called 45 or 50 past clients in the matter of 180 minutes over 2 days. Okay. If they don't answer, like I said, leave a personalized voicemail and then shoot them a text and just say, hey, I was just thinking about you. How's life going for you? Question mark. And then move on to your next one. Not all of them will call you back, and it's okay. They felt loved and respected. That's the key of our human interaction, is that we interact with people that we feel loved and respected by. And we as agents, we need to do that. I know this sounds fluffy and I know it sounds cheesy, but it's been paramount in our success in selling the type of homes that we are as this tiny little team. It's because people can count on us and they look forward to us reaching out. And we are now top of mind. So when their brother, their sister, their cousin, their uncle, whatever is moving, they say, hey, you should give Patrick a call. He checks in on me every quarter. He did a great job. He's more than just a realtor, he's a friend. And these are the things that we hear when we get these referrals. Also, there's another element to it that I want to talk to you about. When you call somebody, I believe that there is this effect to where they start thinking about real estate maybe when they weren't, right? So when you call a past client or a sphere of influence person just to check on them and see how life is going, they likely know that you're a real estate broker. And like I said, they'll ask you about the real estate market. They'll ask you what interest rates are. And these questions will come up from them. You don't even have to provide them to them. You get an opportunity to serve them and talk to them about real estate. Real estate comes to their mind. I cannot tell you how many times, and this is just this weird effect, and I don't know what I want to call it. There's probably some term out there. But after I call somebody and I just check on them and I just say, hey, and we just talk about life, in the next few months, they reach out and they say, hey, you know what? We have been looking online, just kind of at houses. We are curious what our houses were today. We are curious what that would look like in the market today. And I'm convinced that they're taking that action because they thought about real estate when I called and they hadn't been thinking about it before. It's the equivalent of if you're buying a new car or a camper and you have that one idea like, I want to buy a car or a camper, I want to buy a new piece of furniture or whatever, right? You see it all the time now. So like when you saw that new car drive by and you're like, ooh, I like that, I want to buy a car, you see the car all the time. And I believe that as agents, when we check in with our people, they start thinking about real estate. So first action in the nurturing people that you have already met or helped is you need to follow up with them every single quarter and come up with a plan. Come up with an Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to share all of these PDFs with you guys afterwards with the recording as well. Okay, but come up with a spreadsheet that has all of your past clients, and every single quarter you go back every year and you follow up with them every quarter and you make a note of every single thing that you've ever done with them, conversations that you've had. Let's keep going. Okay, there's more things that we do with our past clients. Every single month you'll see that we drop a newsletter to them. Now I know they're cheesy and I know a lot of you guys think that they don't work, but our newsletters are very simple. Inside of our newsletters, we have a video of me describing the current trends of the market. This is what people want. Okay, they already know you as a experienced professional, an expert in real estate. They want to know what's going on in the real estate market. They're all likely homeowners, correct? So in our newsletter, we do a video describing what the market looks like. Underneath that, which is a little YouTube link, underneath that, we have a link for them to look at all the inventory in our market today. So it's just one of our home sites, right, where they can search. And underneath that, they have a link where they can get an estimate of their home's worth in 60 seconds. It's a home valuation tool through Sierra Interactive. That's our CRM. There's so many of these out there. Your brokerage might even provide them to you. Okay, that's it. Very easy. Hey, April, May, June, monthly market update from Patrick Keller. And then a video, a call to action to look at properties, a call to action to see what their home is worth. Okay. Also inside those newsletters, it's a good idea at the bottom to keep people up with what you're doing for your community. If you guys chimed in, you contributed, you hosted an event, any of those things, it's good to tell your community that you're involved in the community. That's a newsletter. You do it once a month. It's really easy. Subscribe to a thing like MailerLite or MailChimp. set that up. It takes just about an hour or so to set up and go. That's part of one of your workouts in the morning, part of one of the things I described as your 90-minute sprints. Do that, and we get responses back. People start to look forward to our newsletters. People email us back and say, hey, thank you for giving us marketable information and market insights. Next, we do in our past client touch campaigns. This isn't rocket science, but it works, guys. In July, we send them a thank you for being you card, okay? We just say, hey, we really appreciate clients like you. It's been a fantastic year in real estate. We always look forward to being a resource for you. Have a great summer. And then we host a community day event, which I'm going to describe events for you as a goal and a formula staying top of mind here shortly. Okay. In October, we mail out swag. We mail out swag for my agent partners too in their sphere. Something simple. Something as simple as like a coaster or a koozie. Something that just says, I'm thinking of you. And when you mail out that swag, you say, hey, you came to mind. I really appreciate clients like you. Hope you guys enjoy this. Tell me how your life's treating you. Okay, we host another client event. Here's some other things that we do. You can systematize this and make this as a part of your 90-minute sprint that I described to you Monday through Friday every morning and staying top of mind, your top of mind time. We send a Christmas card, we send a birthday card, and a house anniversary card to every one of our clients every year. Now you're probably thinking, how in the world do you keep track of that? It's pretty easy, okay? Every month, the first day of the month, we go through and we say, hey, whose birthday is it? And who bought a house in this month and any previous year? We keep a spreadsheet of all of our closing dates, right? And we keep a spreadsheet of all of our client birthdays. Now, let's take this a step further. Because you're probably like, how in the world did you get your clients' birthdays? Every time we pinned a transaction, we started saying, hey, can you send me your birthday? And no one really liked that. It was weird. They were worried about giving us their age. They were like, hey, what are you trying to do? I don't want a birthday gift. I don't want anything, right? They started asking questions. So here's what we decided to do. Every time we pin a transaction now, we say, hey, can you shoot me a picture of your driver's license, please? The title company's going to need that. Okay? And their driver's license is their birthday. So the first of every month, we send them a handwritten happy birthday. Guys, ask yourselves, how many of you received a handwritten happy birthday card in the mail in the last time you had your birthday last year? My guess is not many of you would raise your hand. And if you did raise your hand, my guess is you probably got 1 to 2 to 3, maybe no more than 5. Now, if you got more than 5, you're cooler than me, because I know that I got less than 5 birthday cards in the mail this year. If you get a birthday card from somebody handwritten, you remember that. And that's what we do as a part of our team, okay? And then every anniversary month, we send a, hey, we still hope you're enjoying the house. If you need anything from us, we're always here to be a resource. Love you guys, appreciate you, PK. That's what we do, really simple, handwritten. So be ready the first day of each month to write some cards. Thoughtful interaction with our past clients creates more and more business. Cannot tell you enough. When I'm in the community at the grocery store, when I go to any kind of a community event, I always run into a past client and they're like, man, I got your card. Thanks for doing that. Or they'll text me pictures of the cards that we sent them, just like, thanks a ton for doing that. That's very thoughtful. Just one key thing to stay top of mind. Not rocket science. We'll get into the rocket science stuff here and lead conversion here in a second. But that is our touch campaign. Okay. So told you guys that it's the have mets and the had served. We talked about that. Enact this plan in your business and you will see your transactions go up. Secondly, let's talk about leads and lead nurturing. Okay, the have not mets or the have not helped or served yet. Okay, how do you stay top of mind with all of these plethora of leads that you're getting? How can you possibly keep up with those leads? There's a formula and there's a system. And if you break it into these 90-minute spreads, I believe that all of us can do it. Okay, all of us can do it. The first thing I want to tell you is that New leads need nurtured like they used to be taught that they need nurtured. I said that wrong. Go back to the old school ways of nurturing leads. For those of you that have heard that text messages and emails are the only thing that work anymore, take that out of your mind, rip the thought out of your mind and throw it away. It's over, it's dead. Think about how the way the world works now. When you sign up for anything, what do you expect to receive? A text. That's where business and sales has gone to over the last 5 years. We've been hiding behind text messages for far too long, in my opinion. What did I tell you that humans want more than anything? No matter what you say about millennials, no matter what you say about Gen Zers, guys, we serve a ton of millennials and Gen Zers. They like to talk. They like to talk to us. They like to get insights. They like to interact. Go figure. Even though they were raised with phones in front of their faces, they still love human interaction. I'm getting passionate about this now, okay? So before I jump into our lead nurturing campaign, I want you to strip this idea that people don't want to talk on the phone anymore out of your mind, okay? You have to make phone calls to your have-not-mets, just like you make phone calls to your have-mets. You have to leave personalized voicemails with intention to your have-not-mets, just like you do with your have-mets. Alrighty? I promise you that your lead engagement and your lead response conversion metrics, your lead responses will increase via text message and email because you have called and because you have left personal messages. If you sign up for anything, you receive that text, you immediately believe that that text is false. It's not real, it's fake. That's the first thing we believe. No matter how real it may look, we know, hey, that came in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes after I just registered to look at that car, to look at that new floor plan, whatever it is. This isn't real, I'm not going to respond to it. They may not say stop, but they don't respond. Accompanied with a phone call from that same exact number with a personalized voicemail that says, hey, Fred, my name's Patrick. Hey, I work on this website that you just looked at that website. I want you to know I'm a legit person. I just shot you a text message too, and I want to know what your real estate situation is. I want to better help you. So give me a call back. Here's my number, and I hope we can serve you better. And then you call again, and you're texting again through your sometimes automated campaigns and sometimes not. And guys, that double touch where they're like, oh, this is a real person, will engage responses via text, email, and phone calls at a higher clip than not. So please stop hiding behind text messages. Please stop hiding behind text messages if you want to convert at a high level. Here's what we're going to tell you. Here's what I'm going to teach you in our cadence of calls. And here's what I'm going to teach you in our cadence of text messaging. Let me share my screen again with you all. Here's our cadence of phone calls. We make 12 calls over the course of 1 year with any online lead that had registered. If you want to stay top of mind without losing your mind with online leads, and here's a bonus, actually have a high conversion ratio with these online leads. This is the cadence that I believe in. This is the cadence that we believe in at Hatch. You make 12 calls over the course of a year. The actuality of online leads, especially pay-per-click leads, is they're going to be 8 to 12 to 16 months before they purchase something. To call them 10 times in 10 days or to call them 5 times in 2 days is disrespectful. That's where you get the stops. That's where you get to stop spamming me. Okay. Here's our cadence. We do call them immediately. We call them as soon as we can. Speed to lead is still important. I have stories I could tell every single week of calling leads after they register, but they'll answer. And you say things like, hey, I know that I'm calling you and I'm Johnny on it. That's just kind of how I like to work. And I'm calling you out of the blue. My name's Patrick. And right now you're looking at my website and you're looking at some houses and I just want to know what your situation is. I'm an agent in the area. You still call them early. Don't hide behind the text, guys. Okay. We call 3 days after the first day. We call 3 days after the second call, 3 days, and then it goes up to 6 days, 6 days, and then 30 days, 90 days, and 90 days. I would encourage you guys to take a screenshot of this. This right here is the perfect formula and staying top of mind without losing your mind. You will lose your mind if someone is teaching you or you have been taught to call your leads 10 times in 10 days. You'll lose your mind. It's not sustainable. Also, when they answer, they're going to be really ticked off. And you're going to lose your mind. None of us really like ticking people off. Now, there's a few people I know that like ticking people off, but not a lot of us like that or enjoy that. That is the formula and staying in contact with people that you have not met. Now let's take it a step further. When you're having conversations with people, when they do pick up the phone or when they do start texting you back, because my goodness, they will, when you have that intentionality with personalized voicemails and actually picking up the phone. When you have that, the most important thing that we say in these conversations, above all else in lead conversion, is their motivation level and timing. In order to stay top of mind without losing your mind, you need to make sure that you're not following up too much and you're not following up with leads too little. And the best way to know if we're following up too much or too little is to know their true timeline. So in these conversations, not only are we trying to figure out where they want to be and what their price point is and what their motivation is and what their situation is, and if they're working with an agent and if they're pre-approved, the most important thing is, hey, when do you want to accomplish this goal? Like ideally, tell me, like in your perfect world, what do you think is the best timing for you to do this? You ask the question, you let it sizzle, and they'll tell you. And here's the other thing I believe. If you've done a very good job of being intentional, if you've done a very good job of figuring out their true motivation, if you've done a really good job of figuring out what their true situation is, people will tell you their real timeline. Also, if you provided them value, I always like make this analogy, like when you're talking to any kind of lead, whether it's a sphere or an online lead, if you take them by the arm and you just assume that you are their agent until they tell you that you are not, and you start helping them and you start talking about different mortgage programs and you start talking about what their payments would look like, and you start talking about the inventory in the area, and you start talking about the benefits of an area, and you give them all the things that they want, and you understand their situation, these people will give you a real timeline. How many of you have said, oh, if they tell you 6 months, they really mean 3? Or, oh, if they tell you a year, they're going to buy in 6 months. Who's been taught half that timeline because they're probably lying to you? Guys, that's because most lead converters or conversationalists are going through LP Mama. Hey, just tell me where you want to be and what you want to spend. And tell me if you're pre-approved for a mortgage and if you have an agent and if we can set an appointment. Let's just set an appointment. Let's just set an appointment. Let's just set an appointment. Well, of course, someone's going to push you off if that's all you're doing. Of course, someone's going to tell you a longer timeline. You know why? Because they know that you're going to be calling based on that timeline. People know our game. They know what we do. We have to be different, set ourselves apart. Okay, so I told you the most important thing is timeline. Now I'm going to show you how to stay top of mind with these leads without losing your mind once you have established the ever important timeline. Here it is. This is how we appropriately follow up. We categorize these people in A, B, C's, and D's. I know a lot of places categorize these leads in different A, B, C, and D like ways. This is how we do it. It's based on timeline. It's not just based on if they're hot or they're cold or they're a little bit more hot or cold. It's all based on timeline. An A lead in our world is somebody that says that they will buy in 0 to 30 days. This is the person that says, oh, I'm looking right now. I'm ready to go. I want to see a house today if I could find one, right? A B lead is somebody that says they're going to buy in 30 to 90 days, so 1 to 3 months. Still a really hot lead. Still a, hey, yeah, I'm looking to buy as soon as our house sells. These are the things that you want to hear. Or hey, I'm the right house away. That's probably a B lead or an A lead. A C lead is somebody that says they're going to buy within 3 to 6 months. Okay. Yeah, I want to do this probably in 6 months or so. I want to do this by October. I want to do this by, November. I want to do this by May, whatever it is. You got to start thinking about the timeline of how far away that is. If you've asked the right questions, you've developed the right rapport, they'll tell you the truth. And then a D lead is anybody that's 6 months or more. Okay. Here's the follow-up cadence. For an A lead, once you've established a timeline, once you've established an appointment or not with these people, they still need to be on this frequency. You still need to have follow-up reminders set up in your CRM to follow up with them twice a week. If they're an A lead, what do you do and what do you say? I just taught a group in Denver this yesterday. How do you follow up with an A lead? What do you do and what do you say? Because the worst thing to do is, hey, Frank, it's Patrick just checking in. Anything you want to see? Oh, that's the worst. Why is that the worst? Because that's what every agent is doing. You're no different. You didn't take it one step further, like I said earlier in this webinar. You didn't do one more thing than what you could have done. You weren't intentional. You're also saying in that message, you are saying to Frank, hey, bud, it's on you to look. It's on you to look at my saved searches, or it's on you to go look at Zillow and tell me what you want. Because that's not what real estate agents are supposed to be. That's what real estate agents were over the last 3 or 4 years, when people were just literally just jumping for joy to buy a house. Okay. But for now and forever, no matter the market, person's looking for a real estate broker who's going to help them, who's going to be a resource for them. So here's how you do it. One time during the week, you reach out and you say, hey, Frank, I saw this house and it actually checks off all the boxes of what you mentioned to me. What do you think about it? Here's a link. Am I on or am I off base? I was thinking about you today when I saw this. Frank's going to be like, whoa. Patrick's looking for me. He's thinking about me. He's valuing me. He's treating me like a client and not some just transactional piece. Okay. That's once a week. The second time in that week, it's, hey, Frank, man, I was just thinking about you today. How's life treating you today? I hope you're good. I hope work is awesome. I hope your family's awesome. It's that human interaction element. It's taking it one step further, getting closer with these people. Now, a B lead is once a week. So if you need to follow up somebody with a B lead without losing your mind, you do it once a week and you couple what I just taught. You say, hey, Frank, I saw this listing. I thought of you. Am I on or off base was looking at this? By the way, how's your family? How are things? Question mark. End it. You do a double. With a C lead, this is somebody who's 3 to 6 months out, right? By the way, this works for sellers too, guys. It's just a quick switch. If this person's just a seller and they're not planning on buying, okay, it's, hey, Frank, I thought of you. This house actually sold down the street for this amount. What do you think this house is like compared to yours? Am I on or am I off base? It's the same thing. You bring them something that's actually helpful to them. Instead of hey, how's it going? What are you thinking? What's next? That's not valuable in any way. As a C lead, we're talking about somebody who's 90 days to 6 months out, right? It's once every couple weeks. Same thing, not rocket science. Hey, I thought about this. I know you're kind of a ways out, but what does this listing look like compared to what you're looking for? Or, hey, I saw that this had sold. What do you think about this price point? Is this about what you're expecting in the market for yourself? come with something they want, right? D-Lead, same thing, just once a month. Here's the beautiful thing about doing this kind of follow-up without losing your mind. The C's and D's is that these C's and D's will re-engage in the market faster than you had planned on because of your actions. They might have actually been laying back. They might have not been watching the market, and you just gave them something in front of them, and it was that effect that I just described. There has to be a name for this effect. I don't know, I'm gonna have to Google it. But they're gonna see that you had done something. They're gonna see something had happened in real estate, and then they're gonna start thinking about it quicker and sooner. So they'll engage. And what's important with a C and a D? It's important that you re-engage their timeline. Hey, are you still thinking about this time frame? By the way, I just want to make sure that I'm with you at the right time. Your time is my time. It's what we tell a lot of clients. Whenever you want to transact, we want to transact. Okay? We'll be here forever when you need it. So we tell them. That is how you appropriately follow up with the people that you have staged. Now, really important, and I missed this in the last section of people that have not been engaged with, and I told you, you need to have a calling campaign that lasts for a year. You also need to have a text and an email campaign that lasts for a year. You need to be gentle with it, but consistent. Okay, at first, in the first month, you might want to text them maybe 4 to 5 times in that first month. And you might want to back it down to twice a month. But it needs to follow up with them for a year. If you do not have a system in place where text messages and emails are happening for you for at least a year on any lead that had registered, you're going to fall behind. If you are calling and only calling, that will likely be a little bit higher converting than just texting, but the combination is synergistic. If you're calling, texting, and emailing, and you're calling as a real person and leaving voicemails, it's like 1 + 1 + 1 = 9. That effect synergizes, it compounds, it grows. So make sure that your system has that. If you do not have a system like that, look into a CRM that does. Okay, we have Hatch messaging over at Hatch Coaching that creates creates action plans that can follow up with your leads for you for over a year. Really quick ones that you can plug in. All right, so we've talked about those 90-minute sprints, and in those 90-minute sprints, you are past clients and sphere of influence touch campaigning. You are have not met or have not served yet follow-upping. Okay, that's nurturing is a better word for that. I'm not good with words. You're probably going to spend 1 to 2 days a week with those past clients. And you're going to probably spend 1 to 2 of those days a week with the lead nurturing. 90-minute, 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 90-minute. What do you have left over? You have like 1 to maybe 2 more 90-minute sprints a week to stay top of mind without losing your mind. The next piece of the formula is community involvement, I believe. I believe that you should spend a little bit, 60 to 90 minutes every single week, planning 1 to 2 community events that give back to your community and or active involvement in a nonprofit. Go out and do good. Go out and do good. Our community events, guys, keep us top of mind in ways that we cannot describe. We do 2 a year, okay? The first one is what everybody does. So when I just told you, take everything 1 step better than someone else, we're the bad example on this. We do a pie day. I mean, everybody does a pie day. But guys, we make it fun. We live on our office is on a main street. We take the pies out to the cars. I mean, when people are stopped at the stoplight, we're knocking on windows. We're like, hey, happy Thanksgiving. Here's a free pie for you. On the top of it's got our little logo, right? We're top of mind. People are coming into our office getting pies. We are going out to the community and giving pies. We station ourselves to a place where we can hand out lots of pies. We're talking 500, 750 pies. I mean, we're just giving them out. That's really fun. Everybody does pie day. We do it like this. We might take it 1 step further where we're going out and giving them. Okay. But the second big thing that we do that we really love doing is we just call it our Crest Point Community Day. Our team is Crest Point Real Estate. Okay. This community day is fun. It's awesome. We have high school bands come and play. And so they bring all their friends and family. How cool is that? Okay. We work with local churches and we work with title companies and we get bounce houses and we get like popcorn and cotton candy and fancy cool sports cars all parked around, and we get local restaurants. They bring out their stuff and they bring food and we bring drinks and people can buy tickets. And here's what's awesome about this community day is that every single dollar that we raise, we give back to a kids foundation in our town. And we tell our community that this day is one of their biggest days to make an impact in a young kid's life. And we do that. And man, we make huge impacts. We raise thousands of dollars for these kiddos in our town to live a better life. And guys, also, people remember us for that. People remember that they got to do that because of us. Like, how cool is that? I want you guys to like take pride in something like that and do that with your business. Even if 20 or 30 people show up, that's okay. You made a huge impact on something. Find something to support, create an event for it, and get people to, give people an opportunity to help somebody in your community. We've worked our way up to where we're going to have, over 1,000 people to this event this year. And it's like super exciting kind of impact that we can make. And you guys can make those impacts too. We didn't start out that big, and you might not either. And that's okay. You grow and you grow. And people look forward to coming to your thing each year because you are top of mind. That is a beautiful thing. So I would encourage you, one day a week in these little 90-minute sprints, take 20 or 30 minutes. If you have an admin, take 20 or 30 minutes with a spouse or a loved one to like envision this community event and make a date and set it and go. Do good. And then the last thing that I'm going to add to this in the formula, by the way, the formula is the time. I beat a dead horse sometimes. I repeat myself a lot, but I want you guys to hear it and live it. Okay. The formula is the time. It's the 90-minute sprints Monday through Friday. In that time, it's that past client sphere of influence touch campaign. It is the lead follow-up and nurturing campaigns that we describe. And then how often we do it and what we do. It's the community involvement. Okay. That piece playing a role into just a little bit of every week planning for something. And the last thing is social media. Okay. We are not the best at social media as a team, but we know that it's important. Okay. Got a question that just came in here. I'll answer it here in a second. Social media is important. And here's what I believe social media should look like. This is my opinion. There's a lot of talking heads in real estate out there that have different opinions on this. I believe that you should make 1 to 2 real estate specific posts a week. The rest of the week is for you to just be you on real estate or on Facebook, excuse me. 1 to 2 posts a week. And here's what people want. People do not want to see you at a closing. I'm sorry. People do not want to see you in the car with your coffee on the way to a showing. People do not want to see a picture of your kid next to a real estate for sale sign. Maybe they do. I could be wrong. Grandma does probably. Your friends probably do. People that kind of know you, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you took that one too far. Here's what people do want to see from you. They want to know what's going on in the market. They want to know market stats. They want to know how quick things are selling. They want to know if the market's healthy or balanced. They want to know what interest rates are. They also want to know opportunities. Guys, in every real estate market, whether it's balanced or not balanced, there's opportunity. And we need to be telling people about the opportunities that exist in our market today, in the future, in the past, and beyond. So if you could structure yourself in that one more day that you have left in these 90-minute sprints to give yourself 60 to 90 more minutes to post 2 real estate posts and schedule them, video, text, picture, it doesn't matter. I think if you're going to do a long form text, you also have to have a picture in there. right? Not rocket science. I'm not an algorithm specialist in any means. But I think that gets more engagement, right? You guys probably know that. Market insights, opportunities in the market. The last thing that you could add, if you want to add a little flavor to this, is a story. Who doesn't love a good story? Tell a story about how someone's life was changed because of real estate. Tell a story about how you helped a first-time home buyer, or you helped that seller get out of a house that was kind of pretty rough and they didn't think it'd sell, but it sold. Tell a story about how you helped a for sale by owner who'd been on the market for 35 days make more money than what they were listed for. Tell these positive, uplifting stories about how these people's life changed, not how you changed it, but how their life changed positively because of real estate. Opportunities, insights, and stories. You guys know the opportunities that exist in the market, any market. Today, right here, May 2nd, 2023, the opportunity in most markets right now is that it's going back to a seller's market. Sellers are able to sell for more than what they probably could last year. But also the opportunity is if you're a buyer, you're not looking at competing against 25 offers. You may just be looking at competing against 4 or 5 or 6. That's here today, May 2nd, 2023. It will change, but there will always be opportunities. Make sure that we talk about that. That is your formula. I just gave you guys that, all 5 things. In the next 8 minutes here, I got a little question and answer time. If you guys want to throw anything at me, we have a question here from Andy. What's your opinion on the idea that people, younger people, don't like voicemails because they're annoying? Here's my opinion on it. I'm an Android user and you guys can make fun of me, but I know the reality of Android devices and Apple devices is that most people have visual voicemail. Okay, so if you leave a voicemail, it pops up in text. And then they'll see their name. It's very important that you call them out by name in the voicemail. Hi, George. It's Patrick. You probably are getting some texts from me calling you out of the blue, but I'm here to help. And I just want to understand what your situation is. I'm an agent in the X marketplace. Okay, I'm here to help. They'll get that. They'll see it as a text and they'll be like, oh, this person, this Patrick guy also texts me, like this guy is real. Okay. I do think that some younger people think voicemail is annoying. That's okay. You're being intentional and you're just proving that you're a real person versus an auto text. That's my opinion on it. I will tell you guys for sure, without any doubt in my mind, that personalized calling will increase your text message responses so much higher than just texting these people. Okay, intentional follow-up. All right, guys, I encourage you, you need a shot in the arm in your business. If you need a routine, take those 90-minute sprints very seriously. Andy, you said often when I call and deliver the how is everything question, they often answer immediately about the fact that they're not ready to buy and why. Advice. I think you got to open it up like this. If you're calling your past clients in your sphere of influence, you got to say, hey man, it's Andy. Like, I know I'm calling you out of the blue and this feels weird, but I just saw your name and I just wanted to see like how life is treating you. How are things going? I think if you open it up with like, hey, it's Andy, how's everything going? They're like, oh, what's he, what's he asking for? What's he want? Or whatever. If you tell them exactly the reason, like, I'm just calling you out of the blue and I know that this sounds funny, might have caught you at a hard time, but I literally just saw your name. I thought of you and I was like, I'll just give him a call and see what's going on. If you receive that on the other end, you're like, oh, okay, okay, awesome. And they might be a little awkward, right? Like, oh, I'm kind of busy right now, Andy, but man, we're good. Just like, oh, okay, man, that's no problem. I just wanted to make sure that everything was good in your life. Don't want to interrupt you, but I'm always just like thinking about you. Just came across your name. That's how you kind of handle that. All right, guys, I want to encourage you to take those 90-minute sprints. I want to encourage you to make those 5 pillars approachable, achievable, and systematic so that you do not lose your mind when staying on top of mind with your people. If you guys want to spend some time taking a deep dive with me in coaching to discuss how we're selling 79 homes in 4.5 months, if you want to discuss anything about taking your business to the next level, if you want to discuss how to develop a team that helps you leverage your time, if you want to discover getting more time back, if you want to discover doing more things without losing your mind, I'd love to take a deep dive in a one-on-one coaching call with you. I love helping people, and I'm in the trenches with these people every day that we coach. So you can go to meetpk.co. Very important to put the .co there, meetpk.co. If you want to schedule a time to get with me, we'll do a consultation and coaching. Have a few spots left for coaching. Really excited to coach some more people and teach them our ways, but not just teach them, but coach them. Like assess your situation and really help. So we'll be here for you guys always. Appreciate you very much. Go out and kill it. Have a wonderful day. Stay top of mind without losing your mind. We'll talk to you all soon. See ya.